Welcome to the Here's My Story channel. I'm Sam. One night, my stepdad came home out of breath. Turn off the lights. They were following me, but I got rid of them. They can't find out where I live, or else I'm done for. I turned off all the lights. My mom screamed, "What's going on? Who are you running away from? Have you been gambling again?" My stepdad shut her up by saying, "Keep your voice down. They'll hear you. These men are armed. Trust me, you don't want them to find me." He waited anxiously all night in the dark, listening to the sounds outside. Whenever a car passed by, our hearts started pounding. I'd never been so scared in my life. My stepdad Keith has a gambling problem. As usual, he lost all the money he had on him. Then he borrowed more money from the casino. He gambled that away as well. The owner of the casino said, "You have 1 week. If you don't pay, you'll owe me twice as much." My stepdad couldn't pay it back. Months passed by. His debt kept going up. Eventually, the owner of the casino decided to take matters into his own hands. My dad died when I was 10. My mom was really lonely after that. She needed someone she could share her life with. She met Keith last year, but I knew he wasn't a good person the first time I saw him. I begged my mom not to marry him, but she wouldn't listen. She married him too quickly. And even though the marriage is failing, she still puts up with him because she's too scared of being alone. The next morning, I had to go to school because I had an important exam. I hadn't gotten enough sleep and I was feeling awful. During the exam, I put my head on the desk and fell asleep for a while. My teacher noticed and asked, "What's going on, Sam? Are you sick?" After the exam, my best friend Pete came to chat. "You don't look good, bro. What's up?" he said. I told him what happened the night before. He was concerned. "This is really serious. In movies, when bad guys want to scare people who owe them, they say, 'If you don't pay, you won't see your family again.' So it's not your stepdad who's in real danger. It's you and your mom," he said. Pete was right. It's impossible for him to come up with all that money to pay the guys. I need to protect my mom from them. "But I don't know how I'm going to do that," I replied. Pete smiled. "I owe you a lot. Now it's time for me to help you out. We're going to my place after school. I only need you to promise me one thing. Everything you'll find out will stay a secret between us. Deal?" I was really intrigued. I nodded. "Of course. You can trust me," I said. You might be wondering why Pete said, "I owe you a lot." So let me tell you. Pete came to our school at the beginning of the year. Just like every other school, we've got bullies. They started picking on him because Pete was so short. They'd shout, "Midget," whenever they saw him. Pete couldn't say anything back because he was afraid of them. We had just met. Once, they started picking on Pete while I was with him, but I taught those bullies a lesson that day. From then on, they kept away from us. Afterward, Pete always felt like he owed me, but I didn't expect anything in return.